Hello and welcome back. So continuing on, in this video Lee is going to begin the implementation of the bundle manager.
Right, this is the class that does all the magic. So let's get started with it by jumping over in the Visual Studio. I just got to figure out if I get the right one. Hey, what do you know I did? All right, let's go ahead and inside of our scripts folder, let's create a new class. And we will call this Bundle Manager. Go ahead, hit add. And we'll clean up some stuff that we're not going to need. Fix our namespace. And we're going to make this a public class. And trying to think, I've somehow marked it. Oh, I know what I did. Let's see, just making sure, because I marked it as a static class at one point, and I was looking at it and go, okay, why isn't this sucker static? And then I remembered I'm using coroutines. And I had some problem with it, so I was like, oh, we're not going to make it static. That and it's a mono behavior.
Oh.
I constantly was switching up while I was experimenting with all this stuff. I'll get the spelling of that sooner or later. All right, there it goes. Good. All right. In this first video,
So you've got this namespace and a mono behavior.
Hey, what do you know? There is no namespace. Okay, yeah, I get it. No namespace, mono behavior. Has to be a mono behavior because we're using coroutines.
Okay.
Also, you can't have a mono behavior that's static. Doesn't like that. But basically, these 3 videos we're going to take roughly 3 videos. I think it's exactly 3 videos to build out this bundle manager. This first video, I want to get our initial fields and properties in place, as well as the awake method and 2 helper methods.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to start off with our field. So we're going to make a public static. And this will be a queue, which will hold iBundle assets. And will you find it? No, it does not. So I spelled it wrong. Bundled asset. There we go. Spelling is crucial. We'll call this our bundle queue. This queue is going to hold all of the bundled requests that have not been processed yet. And we're going to pull them out one at a time to work on it. We'll have another static field, which will be of type iBundle asset, and this will be called current bundle. So this will be the bundle that we are currently working on. And then I'm going to make a property for holding all of the bundles that have been loaded in. So we'll make it a public static dictionary. And we're going to use a string for our key and an iBundled asset for our value. We'll call this bundles. And we'll make this a public get with a private set. We can move on to the wake method, which simply is going to initialize our bundles and our bundle queue. So that takes care of awake. Now for the 2 helper methods. The 2 helper methods are going to be request bundle, which is the method you're going to call when you're trying to have the bundle manager go and load in a bundle. And then there's going to be another method for unloading a bundle that has been loaded. So we'll start off with the request bundle. So this will be a public static. This is going to return a iBundle asset. I'm going to call this request bundle. And it is going to take in a URL, which is of type string. It's going to take in a delegate, so this is going to be an action, and that action is going to pass in a bundled asset, interface bundled asset. Just keep it generic. And then I'll call this callback. And then finally, it's going to have a string called name with a default value of null. Now inside of here, we're going to go ahead and create a new bundle. So this will be a bundle equals new bundled asset. We'll pass in, let's see, how do I set this up? We'll go ahead and say URL equals URL. Callback equals callback. And name equals name. So that will initialize it for us. We're going to add it to our bundle queue, so we'll do bundle queue in queue, and then we'll pass in our bundle. So that loads it into our queue, and then we're going to return the bundle itself. So the calling, whatever calls this method, can have a reference to the bundle that was created and added to the queue.
Okay.
Now, the next thing that we're going to do is make a public static void method called unload bundle. This is going to take in a string called name. And inside of here, we're simply going to say if bundles dot contains key our name. So if it's contained inside of here, we're going to say bundles element name dot asset bundle dot unload. This is what is going to actually unload the asset bundle from memory, and we'll pass in the bool for true. That'll make sure that all the assets inside that asset bundle are completely removed from memory. Once we've done that, we need to remove this bundle from our dictionary. So we'll call bundles.remove, and that will cover our helper methods. So basically, we've got one that is going to allow us to specify the URL, the actions to be completed after the bundle has loaded, and we have the option to give it a name for our key. If we don't specify a name for our key, our name will be auto-generated, and we'll deal with that in the load bundle method, which is, funny enough, our next video.
Okay, is that everything then that you had in place in this one?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Well, that
But
will...
I was going to say, but I also reserve the right to come back and change it anytime I want.
Of
But
course.
that's typical.
Okay, well, with that, that is going to conclude this video, and thanks a lot.